friends, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. I wanted to share with you today the idea of getting so much makeup out. I usually do it on a Sunday and sort it out for the week what I want to use. So instead of going into my drawers every day and looking for different things every day, I get something out that will work for the week, whatever tones I'm wearing, and I keep that out just on my vanity like this. So that's my stuff that I'm using this week. And I just keep it on my vanity, and then I don't sort of have to go back. It's easy for me because everything's just all around me and I've got a swivel chair, but it's easy. I keep that on my vanity and then I'll change it up again Sunday, and see, you know, if there's anything else I'm using. There's different things I'm trying to use up. Now, this wasn't my idea. I first saw this idea from RockStarMum, from our lovely Patti, who used to do the little red box. And that's where I first saw the idea. And recently I've seen our lovely Trish Oliver do it. She does the same sort of thing, gets the makeup out for the week. And I find it really, really handy. So I'll tell you what I put in my box on Sunday, how I've been using it, and how it's working, and why those particular products are in there. So get ready with me now. Okay, my friends, so this is my box as I showed you. And what I do is I try to keep things in there because I don't know what I'm going to wear during the week. So I try to keep things in there that would go with a pinky tone and also would go with a warmer tone. But that's really only the lipstick and the blush. Everything else is kind of standard. And the eyeshadow, obviously. But I keep that pretty standard. Or I keep a little box out that would go either way. So we'll begin and I'll tell you how I do each thing. Now, I'm trying to use up some foundations. I've got a lot of foundations. I've bought quite a lot for my foundation on a Friday, and a lot of them need using up. Now, this one is a collection, the collection's Illuminating Touch. I love this foundation, but can you see how much is left? Look. There's just that little bit down the bottom there. So I want to get that used up. I've used up this week Bourjois Healthy Mix. So that's gone, finished. And I wanted to get I've got a lot with little bits in. So before I sort of start on my newer foundations, I want to get those used up. So we're going to start on this one. My skin is prepped, primed and suntanned, SPF, and all the things that I always do. Just going to spread this on my face. I do like this foundation. I was thinking yesterday, you know, put one to one side and sometimes you forget what you've got. You tend to forget, but I really do like this one. Blends nicely. It's very, very reasonable. It's one of the cheapest foundations I've bought. Oh, sorry guys, I went a bit... So it blends nicely. It's one of the cheapest foundations I've bought. I'm going to get a little mirror so I can see. I've got my big mirror on my vanity, but it's a bit too far away from the camera, so... And I've got hair. Do you ever get hair? Oh, drives you mad. Aries. Drives you mad. So we'll make sure this is properly blended. It is nice. It's nice and it doesn't go in your pores or anything. But I have got a primer on. And we'll make sure that's well blended in. Okay, so concealer now. And the concealer that I'm using this week is the Maybelline Fit Me, which I like very, very much. It's one of my favourite ones. Can go under the eye without collecting or, you know, making you look ancient. And I always do this with my hands. I don't use a brush for this anymore. And I don't go directly under the eyes. I'm going into that sort of channel there, you know, where your eye bag is. And I just work that with my finger and I look up. So my eye is stretched. And I very gently, very, very gently tap. And I blend it down with just little taps like that. And just like that. So it's a really nice one, this. I really like this concealer. Okay, so that's the concealer done. Now, I try to find, and this is one of them, concealers and foundations that will set without going in the lines and creases, that will stay all day, won't look too much, but that are strong enough to hold their cells without an under eye powder. I really don't like under eye powder now. I mean, if I can go without concealer, I would, but it just brightens. This particular one, it brightens up nicely. But powder it's just not my friend anymore. Number one, I do prefer a dewy look now, but also it does tend to emphasize. So the least powder I can use, the better, particularly around this area. So this foundation and this concealer that I'm using will stay, and it'll be like it tonight, it'll stay, but I don't need to use powder. So they're two good ones. So I will definitely repurchase this, and I'm pretty certain I'll repurchase this because I do like them both. I think they're very nice. The next thing I do is I put a primer on my eyelids, and this one I'm using at the moment is an Avon one. I'll list it below anyway, but I'm going to get a little mirror here, and I'm going to put this all over and right up to the top, right up to my brow. That, and with my finger again, should be that one, I know, but I don't seem to have any feeling with that one at all. Just make sure you tap very lightly. Okay, so I've got a couple of palettes out this week. I've got the Tartelette in Bloom by Tarte. I've used that quite a lot, you can see. And I've also got Lingerie by NYX. I've used this quite a lot, although it doesn't actually look like it. I'll get it open in a minute. It's this one. And I like this, it's all mattes, but they're very good for transition, for your crease, if you need an extra sort of colour of something. And those two are my palettes that I've got out for this week. So with the NYX one, I'm going to powder my lid. That I do powder. Well, it's, you know, a sort of an ivory colour shadow. And I bring that down so that goes into there. Because I don't want it very shiny in the corner highlight. Because as I say, this is not going anywhere. This is just everyday makeup. Let's put that over there. And again down there and blend that out. Okay, so next I'm going to take a transition colour from the Tarte palette. I'm taking this one here, which is called Smarty Pants. It's a matte. I never put any form of shimmer into my crease. And you know I love my Primark brush that goes to a tilt like that. Works really well for me. Put this in my crease. And sometimes I just use this palette, or I might just use the NYX palette. I just normally get a couple out so I've got a choice. And if it's just, as I say, everyday palette, I normally sort of get pretty neutrals. I try to, and you know, as I said, get pink tones, warmer tones, cooler tones, but pretty neutrals with all of it, you know, because it is just an everyday palette. There. And then we will blend that out. And you know I like to use a brush like this. I know that's unusual, but I like to blend with that because I think it takes half the amount of time and I think it blends really well. Take one from the Tarte palette again. I'm going to take this one here, and that one is called Rebel. And I'm going to concentrate this nearer to my actual lid. Still all along, but nearer to my lid. Like this. I love these Tarte palettes. They're really, really nice to work with. I quite like that NYX one as well. NYX is not always a winner for me, I've got to be honest. Some NYX palettes I'm not keen on at all. But that particular one's good. It's often one I bring out for my sort of daily use, you know. So next I'm going to take one from the Lingerie palette. I'm going to take this one down here, which is a real rust. I'm going to put it on more of a pencil brush like this. You know I love this brush, guys. You've seen me use it lots of times. Like that. Tap off the excess. And this is just going in the crease, but just the outer V. A little bit along on the lid. Just a little. And then up, and make sure we take that up there so we don't droop it down. Right. And then we go back to the blending again. Okay, so next I'm going to take this very dark brown here, this one here, or shall I take this one? I think that might go more on the corner side. Now I'm going to take this central one here and put it on a very, very fine eyeliner brush. And I'm coming and going as close to my lashes, in between my lashes actually. You see that, guys? I'm just going in between my lashes. 3/4 of the way along. And for me, smudge a little bit with my finger, looking up, just a little bit. Do that with this ring finger. Just a little bit like that. That's all I need there. And then I do the same the other side. Really, I'm doing it on the lashes. Can you see, guys? I'm not actually trying to get a line. I'm just trying to sort of shadow that area. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the top. I'm going to join that at the edge like this. And just do exactly the same. About halfway along to the... Okay guys, so I've tried my best to repair that job because there was a lot of fallout. Lot easier to repair if you do wear powder because it brushes off easier. And I just prefer to do my face first. It's just more, I feel more comfortable working that way. But I must be honest with you, I've not had fallout like that for quite a while with any shadow. And I've used this before, so maybe not that colour so much, or I don't know, it seems to be used quite a bit. Look, you see that there? But that was really bad fallout. So what I'm going to do now is I'm definitely going to wipe any of that off my brush. And I'm going to take the blusher that I'm using today. I said I keep a couple of colours out. So this week I've got this one from Makeup Revolution, which is if I wear pink tones. And I've got this one if I use orange tones or warmer tones. So this is the one I'll be using this week. What I'm going to do, this is a blusher with a highlight in it, which I like, because it saves using a separate highlight. And I'm going to put this on my lid to try and help, because that other colour didn't work at all. I don't want to refilm it. I like you to see when things don't go as planned, because it happens to all of us, doesn't it? So I'm disappointed in that because I normally like Tarte shadows, but I am disappointed in that, I must say. Okay. So we'll keep that. It's not the exact look I wanted, but we can do something with that. And then I'm going to go back to my liner brush and take the brown again. Let me see if I can see that. Activist. And we'll just deepen up that just a little bit where we put that other shadow. It's not as crisp as I'd like it. It isn't as crisp, but that was really to do more with the trying to repair what I did with the fallout. I'm really disappointed with that because Tarte normally pleases me a lot, but that certainly didn't. Okay, so next brows. I'm using the Revolution one today. I will mark down everything I'm using and the colours that I'm using them in. I brush my brows first. It's one of those flat ones like that, and I quite like that. So I'll come as close as I can so you can see. Just little strokes. And bring that around like this. Sorry guys. And the same this side. Round. And that gives me the shape. I don't like very sculpted brows. I like quite a natural looking. I like them darker because my own brows are quite dark, but I don't like very sculpted. Do you know what I mean? And lots of thick in the middle here. It doesn't work for me at all. Then I use, this one is, I'll mark down what it is. It's Brows This Way, and you brow this way. Rimmel's got quite a few products in the Brow This Way, but this is like the mascara, the brow mascara. So I go over that. This is blonde, so it's lighter. So you go through, but the mix of the two keeps it quite natural looking. Like that. Although they're both blonde, this is a lighter blonde, I guess. And that's it, that's my brows. Next job is I curl my lashes. It's not normally as awkward as this, guys, but I really don't want to refilm it because, you know, these things happen to all of us, don't they? And I'd rather you see sort of when it goes wrong, because it goes wrong for all of us at times, doesn't it? So we just curl the lashes. And then I'm going to put on my Essence primer, which I'm really, really liking. So that will go on first. I don't put mascara on my bottom lashes anymore. It pulls my face down. I mean, different folks, different strokes with different folks, you know. But for me personally, it pulls my face down. And I'm not happy because where I've tried to patch it and put a bit more concealer, it's not as... It's okay, it looks okay, it's just not as I 100% like it. But I do like this primer a lot. So next, well, the primer is drying, contour, and I use, where's my contour brush? This is not the one I normally use, but I'll use it for today. Now, contour. I like this one a lot, and just here, can you see where I'm doing that, guys? Under my cheekbone, slightly under like this, making that bit of a shape. Same the other side, bit of a shape. I do like this contour. It's the W7 one. Bigger brush like this now. They're all real Techniques brushes. Nearly all my brushes are like them, guys. It's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. I have done it on a dupe day, and I'm liking it a lot. It's just the right colour for me, but you see it's not red at all. Red doesn't suit me at all. The earthier the better. So that's that, and then I take it, actually I'll take it on a bigger brush for this, and I'll go under my roller, and I take it around the parameter. Is it the parameter? It is, isn't it? I'm trying to be clever now. Like that. And we'll put some on my hands. The foundation. Really brown there, they don't like that in real life. Looks really brown there, doesn't it? Okay, around there, and then a little bit of going round here. And don't forget to blend that down like that. So next, I'm using the Revolution, the blush. But this is a blush with a highlight in it, and I like that better than using a separate highlight. I do. Sometimes I love blushes and I will put a separate highlight on. But I like the ones that are together like this, really. And that just goes here like this. And on top of where the contour is. Like this. Put down my nose. It. Lips, and I've got all warm and the cool tone out the same as I did with my blushes. So these are the ones that these are set from Profusion. I'll list it again, and I need to see this little closer. Put the liner on, and then I think I'll have to get my little mirror out for this, guys. Those eyes are not what they were. And this is the liquid lipstick that goes with that. And again, we're looking for rusty tones. Oh, got another hair, drives me mad. And so like that. And then I need some mascara, and I'm using the Revolution one at the moment, guys. I've just purchased this a little while ago. The jury's still out. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. But I need to use it a little bit more, because sometimes mascaras get even better, don't they, when they're a few weeks old. So the jury's out, really. And you just want to put plenty of mascara. Again, I don't put it on the bottom. And finish your mascara, and then I shall get changed. Okay, guys, so all back in the box, ready for tomorrow. I'm still going to try and carry on using my, till that's worn out, because you can see, worn out, you know, finished, worn up. Till I finish that, so that's going to stay the same. The only thing I've changed, I've left the NYX palette out. So I've still got my little NYX palette for my eyes this week. The only thing I've changed is the Tarte palette. I was so disappointed, guys. I was, especially because I'm trying to, you know, share with you what I do. And, you know, Tarte is a higher end palette. And I don't have trouble like that with my real drugstore palettes and my lower end drugstore palettes. I don't have that sort of trouble. That was a real enormous fallout. Now, I've used the palette lots of times before. The only thing I can think of is maybe I've pushed it in a drawer too hard and it's sort of loosened or something, but it didn't seem to look that way. But I was kind of disappointed in it, so I've changed for this week. I've changed that. I put the Tarte palette away, and I've got my Lorac Pro palette, which is another one that's lovely for the week, and we'll cover lots of different shades. So I've just changed the Tarte for the Lorac, and that's all, and that will stay in there till Sunday, and then I'll change it up again. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope you enjoyed seeing what I do with my, you know, my little stash every week. And I just decide every week, you know, and that way I work my way through my palettes as well. Instead of sort of picking the same ones up all the time, I tend to work my way through my collection, and I like it. I'm enjoying doing that. So I see you again really soon. You take care of yourselves, and thank you for being with me. Thank you for being with me so much. Bye, my lovelies. Bye.